My research started in Egypt, looking at the Arab Spring, that has been, to a great extent, the site of innovation, from where then these practices have been diffused. Their activists famously used a Facebook page called Kullina Khaled Said, that translates in English as "We are all Khaled Said," from the name of an Alexandrian guy who was called by the police, as a platform where to recruit people, where to construct a collective identity for these people, and where to incite protest action. This page really became a sort of textbook example for later activists to imitate and readapt to their own circumstances. So what was this page about? I mean, this page took the name from Khaled Said, a 28 years old blogger from Alexandria, middle-class guy, who was killed by two security agents outside of an internet cafe after he was posting a video documenting an episode of political corruption. While Ghonim, a person who was working as Google marketing executive for the Middle East in Dubai at the time, decided to open a Facebook page where people could subscribe to receive news about campaigns, but also could subscribe to something that was more than a Facebook page, and that was a collective identity, the idea of being Khaled Said. We are all Khaled Said. People changed their profile pictures to identify with this Khaled Said. And that page, that was opened in June 2010, in the following months became a sort of catalyst for developing a movement of resistance that would culminate in the 25th of January 2011 protest. It was from an event on that page, launched by that page, that the 25th of January protests were first mentioned, and it was that event that collected a number of RSVPs to participate in the protest. So that case, the case of Egypt, was extremely inspiring for many other activists across the world, because there they saw a new model of mobilization. They saw that it was possible to mobilize masses without having mass organizations, without having parties or trade unions. They saw the power, symbolic power, and emotional power that social media platforms can have when they are in the right hands. The curious thing about the Egyptian revolution is the extent to which the very name of Facebook, and to a lesser extent of Twitter, have become protest symbols. When I was in Egypt, you could see the Facebook name and the Facebook logo printed on t-shirts available in Tahrir Square on revolutionary souvenir stalls. Or you could see that spray painted on walls or stenciled on doors. And for a European, it's quite curious to see Facebook or Twitter transform into a protest symbol of sorts. So what is that about? Why have Facebook and Twitter become such unlikely symbols of resistance, much in the way in which Che Guevara could have been for previous generations of activists? And the fact is that social media are not simply tools for resistance. They have become, in the Arab Spring, also symbols of resistance. They were the symbol of a certain generation of young people, the so-called Shabab al-Facebook, the Facebook youth, who saw on social media, and Facebook in particular, a sort of space, free space, where all the constraints of their daily life, in a quite repressive and socially conservative country like Egypt, where all those constraints could be relaxed, where they could talk freely with their friends, where they could get to know girls or boys, where they could feel similar to American boys and girls of their own age, or European boys and girls of their own age. So it became to be a symbol of a cosmopolitan youth that saw in Facebook not just a tool, but also a symbol of their youth culture. And to some extent, even people that have never been on Facebook had this idea that Facebook did it, that Facebook had organized it, in a way that is almost as kind of a mythical dimension to it. Despite the fact that actually a very small percentage of Egyptians are on Facebook at the time of the uprising, only between 4 and 5% of Egyptians had a Facebook account, and only around 0.15% of Egyptians had a Twitter account.